The man behind WikiLeaks is probably about to go free. Biden's latest student loan forgiveness plan is derailed once again, and there's a new Stanley Cup champion. Hey, good morning. I'm Channing Curtis, a journalist and news anchor, and let me tell you about three stories that you need to know as you start your day over a cup of coffee while I get ready to go do the news. Number one, Julian Assange is the man behind WikiLeaks. And if you don't remember Julian Assange, back in 2006, he was really known for having a lot of classified and releasing a lot of classified material based on the war in Iraq and the war in Afghanistan that we were in at the time. He's since then become one of the most notorious backers of just espionage material, releasing classified documents, and those kinds of things. Several countries have had it out for him, not just the US. But it looks like he's actually about to go free. So he's actually been in jail in some way, shape, or form for about the last decade for all of these acts. He is set to plead guilty today to espionage crimes in a courtroom in one of the U.S. territories in the Pacific. Because yes, you can do that. He doesn't obviously want to come to the mainland U.S. because of all kinds of fears, which I totally get. But after he pleads guilty, based on the time that he has already served in the UK, he's actually probably going to be able to go free and go back home to Australia. Number two, it looks like President Biden's latest student loan forgiveness plan is going to be blocked once again, this time by two different state judges. So a judge in Missouri and a judge in Kansas are both blocking the laws for, or the, both blocking the new proposal for two separate reasons, actually. Now, this is the student loan forgiveness plan that was supposed to go into effect on July 1st for people who were on that SAVE plan that I told you about. Um, so now this is all being put on hold. This is just the latest one that courts have struck down, mostly because it is a bit of an overstretch on the executive branch's rights as far as what they can and cannot do. And that's why these judges are actually striking down a lot of these proposals. We'll have to see how this one plays out in court because, again, like this just happened. So this is a Missouri judge and a Kansas judge. So now everything regarding that forgiveness is being put on pause while this continues to play out. Of course, there will be appeals, there will be this whole process. So we will have to just wait and see. And number three this morning, there is a new Stanley Cup champion. The Florida Panthers won their first ever Stanley Cup, routing the Edmonton Oilers, who were trying to make that historic comeback from coming down 3-0. There is some good news, though, for the Oilers. Actually, one of their players won MVP despite them losing the Stanley Cup, which is pretty amazing. It's one of the few times that has ever happened in any professional sport. It's a pretty rare occurrence. All right, that's all for today's coffee chat. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. I gotta go run and finish up my face and go do some news. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Like always, all of my source material is there in the comment section.